Are you grieving, but nobody's died? Let's talk about it in this video. Hi, I'm Yashima. Welcome back to my page, Beyond the Blur, where I talk about the emotional and psychological journey that we go through after our vision loss. And today I'm going to be talking about grieving when no one's died, right? Isn't that something? I know it's unpopular or maybe an uncommon concept or thing that people think about grieving. You're thinking about dying. Someone's died, right? They have lost a life. But I'm not talking about that kind of grieving. I'm talking about the death of person, the death of us, the death of the life we thought we were going to have, the death of the identity that we had, in a symbolic way, right? Because of course I am physically here. We are physically here. We still have our life, but there's a lot of things that we have lost and that has died inside of us, and that we have to actually just kind of put in the graveyard. But we're still here, left here, to be able to walk forward with new things, with new life. Although there's death in some things, there's life in others. So when we grieve, we constantly think about what we're going through when someone dies. And I'm going to kind of, relate this to vision loss. So when we're grieving, when someone loses, it's a serious loss for you, right? When someone passes away, especially when they're close to you, your mother, your father, a sibling, something like that, a family member, and it's a serious loss. Well, vision loss, it's a serious loss. It's something that was important to us. It's something that meant a lot to us. It's something that we have had, a lot of us, for the majority of our life. I am 50 in my 50s, so I've had vision for 50 years. So losing my vision, going blind in one eye and losing the vision progressively in the other eye, it's a serious loss for me. So in that context, I'm going to grieve. I did grieve. I grieved the loss of my vision, and that was serious. What is the other thing that has died and that we are grieving? Our identity. Who we used to be almost has to be forgotten about. She's gone. He's gone, in a sense, right? What helps us shape our identity, right? Where we work, what we do for a living, our independence and how we move about the world, the things we like to do, what we want to do, our dreams and aspirations and what we have planned for our life, how we set up our life. All those things are a part of our identity. But when you lose your vision, your identity shifts, right? So you're no longer the person you used to be, because in a lot of instances, you can no longer do the things you used to do. For instance, you can no longer drive. And that's major for a lot of people, because that's your opening to independence, to be able to drive yourself, to be able to go where you want to go, when you want to go, and not ask somebody to take you there and to pick you up. And so we are mourning and grieving our identity that we used to have. And that's tough. That old girl that you used to know, she ain't there no more. She's dead. And now you have to figure out, who is the new girl going to be? Who is the new guy going to be? What does that identity look like? I don't know. What does that look like? And the third thing that, dies, with that old person are some of the dreams and your future plans that you had. For a lot of people, you have this sense of that your life is over the way that you used to do it, the way that you planned it out, your future, traveling certain places, getting married, having a certain job you had always dreamed of having, building this house and getting this house you've always dreamed of having. These are dreams and future plans that you made before you lost your vision. And now you lost your vision, and those dreams aren't the same. They're dead, right? Symbolically. And so these are the things that these three things I just named, there are so many more for other people. I'm just speaking for myself, and I'm speaking in a general concept or context of people that I've spoken to or experienced with online and everything. But these are some of the core things that we've lost. It is dead. Our identity, our old identity. We've lost our vision and losing our vision, going blind, and our dreams and our future plans. Those are three major things that we've had to, in a symbolic way, put in the graveyard. They're dead. But the good thing, the other side about that, is not just the darkness, but the light of that, is that we still have life. We still can give life to new things. We have to become a different person. We have to merge the old girl with what I am dealing with now in order for me to become the new person, the new identity that I can identify with, that I need to move forward in life. Two, I can't do anything about my vision loss, right? I'm losing my vision. I've lost my vision. I'm blind. That is not going to change. That hasn't changed, right? And I don't see it changing in the foreseeable future. So what do you have to do? You have to adapt your life. You have to adjust to what you can see, how you can see. You have to use tools and resources and all the things that are out here for us to navigate in order for us to continue to live the life that we want to live. And our dreams and future plans, we got to make new ones. We got to make new ones. And listen, some of those plans that you had, they're still viable. You can still do them. Yes, you can. You can still travel. You can still get that house that you wanted. It may take some different work. You may not be able to work the job you're working. You may not make the money that you're making, but maybe you can if you think differently about it. Do some different things to make money that you need to make to get the house you need to get. You can still travel. There's assistive technology out here. I still travel. I still get on a plane with my low vision, with my visual impairment. Yep, I have a white cane. They have assistive people at the airport that can help me. And go from there. I have travel partners, my husband, my son, drag them along with me. I have a girlfriend who would happily go anywhere with me, and we're going to have a great time. So, yes, it's normal to feel grief because we have lost these things. Death has happened for us in a symbolic way. Physically, we are still here, which is the key. So we can still create a life of freedom, create a life, a full life, the way that we want to live it. And I encourage you to do that. And if you need help doing that, I have a resource for you. I'm going to leave the link down in my bio. I want you to watch this video. I have a free workshop, a free on-demand training that's called, Beyond the Darkness. Finding the light within. I'll leave the link down there below for that on-demand training. You can watch at your own pace. And I'll also leave a couple of resources down there, some guides and some other videos. If you're dealing with grief and the emotional side of our vision loss journey, I'm going to leave the links to some resources that'll help you. Thanks for listening today, and I'll see you back here at Beyond the Blur.